Ready? Let's start with an opening statement from Coach Bakich.
All right, well, great day for a lot of reasons. Celebrating just a tremendous Hall of Fame career of a mentor, a friend, a guy who's meant so much to Clemson baseball, has meant so much to so many players and coaches and just the game itself. So to ingrain him forever, have his name and number on the wall, his number retired for Coach Leggett, what he's meant to all of us is just means a lot, and we're so fired up to be a part of it. So that was great. And then making that day even better is Austin Gordon's pitching today to really give us a chance against a very good team that beat us last night, but he was the answer and pitched 6 1/3, strong, no walks. Really just attacking the strike zone, did a great job, and couple that with some timely hitting and good defense. Just a good day to be a Tiger.
All right, let's go with questions for, hold on one second. Questions for Mr. Gordon.
Austin, what's it like for you to, on a day like this, with everybody honoring Coach Leggett, to pitch the way you did and play like that? Did that help give you a little bit more juice than normal?
Oh yeah, the adrenaline was definitely going. It's it's awesome. Coach Leggett means a lot to this program, and has mentored a lot of us even this year. It's awesome, really awesome.
Austin, you picked up your first win of the season amazingly today. You had some no decisions earlier in the season. How good was it to see Nick come in and pitch the way he did and preserve the win for you?
Yeah, Tristan Smith came in, pitched really well, got me out of a jam, and then Nick Clayton came in and shut the door. It's just how you write it up, just competing.
Coach Bakich was talking earlier about how athletic you are on the mound. We've seen some of those dynamic plays you've made in the field. He said if you played basketball, you'd be 360 dunking. I have to ask, can you actually dunk a basketball?
I can't do it. I can't even.
Anything else for Austin?
Austin, what pitches were working well for you on the mound today to keep them at bay?
Honestly, just competing. Everything is just kind of evolved around competing and just trying to balance and have my team win.
All right, thank you, Austin.
Thanks, Austin.
We'll excuse him. Now open the floor for either one of these guys.
Jack, what would you grade your slide there?
6 out of 10. Could be better. I had a little more acceleration at the end. They caught me off guard as I was giving it the lineup. And I look back, I go, here we go. Gotta go. I said, here it is. So I had to give it a shot. Couldn't disappoint.
So it was just completely spontaneous?
Yes. There's no planning on my part anyway. It was nice to feel it again, and it just was a really great day in a lot of ways. And the most important part of it is the W at the end, and see the team play well and have Austin pitch well, and just to get a good feeling to go home. And you can have a day like this, and if you don't win, it takes the luster off it. So it's a 5-star day, and I really appreciate the people. I appreciate the fans. I appreciate the people that came out after the spring football game and gave us a good crowd. And I appreciate Graham Neff giving me the opportunity to be a part of the program, and Eric to be a part of the program. They both have opened their arms to give me an opportunity to feel relevant and feel valued again. And the baseball is in my DNA. I love it. I love being around it. I love being around young people, and it's given me an opportunity to kind of stay young.
Jack, I heard before the ceremonies got started, you were a little nervous and kind of like, oh man, how was that for you going into the day and all that was going to take place? How did you feel when the day started?
I wouldn't say nervous at all. I was just emotional. I drove down here. I live about 50 minutes away, 55 minutes away. And as I'm driving down, I'm thinking about all the players and the coaches and some really good moments and some special times out here on this field in front of these people and the fans. And I was thinking about all the friends I've got in coaching. I was thinking about Eric. I was thinking about, I'm a pretty emotional guy. And sometimes I was thinking about my family. I was thinking about my family being here, my brothers being here. It was just players. It really meant a lot to me. Let's just put it that way. It put some closure on some things, and it made me feel special. It made me feel good. And order to have something like that happen, you have to have an athletic director who, who sees the value and what our era of baseball was, and is willing to invite you back. And you have to have a coach whose ego doesn't get in the way and has confidence in everything he's doing, so that he doesn't feel like I'm getting in his way. And we have a good working relationship, and we have a good sense of humor, and we're great friends. And he's the coach, and I'm just so glad he's in charge of this program, and it's in great hands, and it's got a great future to it. And I'm just glad to be a small part of getting it to where it is now, but at the same time, a small part of where it might go.
Coach Leggett, what do you remember about a young Eric Bakich when you brought him in here, and what would you say is the biggest piece of wisdom that you tried to impart to him since he took the job here?
Well, my impressions of Eric 20 years ago, or 21 years ago, was he was aggressive, he was passionate, he was hardworking, he loved baseball. He was one of those guys that I saw having a great future in coaching, and hung around some really good people. He, went with Tim for a while, and with Vanderbilt for 7 years, I guess, and then up to to Maryland, and got his feet wet. We competed against each other during that time. He got us once or twice, maybe along the way. Once? Okay, good. And then went up to Michigan and followed his career up there. Called him and Coach Corbin when they were playing against each other in the College World Series, and just proud to be his friend. And I was just always hoping that this program would land in someone's hands who had a really good feel for what Clemson baseball and the tradition is all about, and where it's been and where it needs to go and all that type of thing, and who has the personality and intelligence and passion to be able to take it there. And so it's been really great for me to be able to see that, and I'm just really happy, with the leadership and where it's going, and glad to just be a small part of it when I can be.
Eric, how important was it for you guys to win the game today for Coach Leggett?
Well, his career is a storybook Hall of Fame career, so the win is, like Coach said, it just is the icing on the cake to what already would have been a great day. Years from now, we're going to still look out there and see Leggett and 7 on the wall and not remember what the outcome of the game was. But it sure does. We talked about having vitamin W all the time. So it sure does feel a whole lot better to get the win on top of a great day celebrating Coach Leggett. But I think for us as a program and where we are at this point in the season, we needed this win for a lot of other reasons to stay in the thick of this race and competing for a regional, and got a chance to win the series tomorrow. And every opportunity we get to win a series from here on out, we have to jump on it. The only way to do that was to even it up today. So, looking at the hope of this season and still seeing that we've got a lot of goals still in front of us, we might not be where we wanted to be and where we thought we would be 36 games into it, but it's still there. So getting the win today was huge.
I know that guy sitting next to you said, okay, we've got to watch this day away and forget about it and move on. And that's how big tomorrow is, because you got a big game tomorrow. Like you said, you want to win the series. So now you kind of got to try to move past everything. How hard is that going to be to get the guys ready for tomorrow?
These guys have responded every time to whatever you challenge them with, and they'll be able to respond from playing well by backing it up and playing well again. And that was the challenge last weekend at Florida State. They responded to that well, and I think they'll do that same thing again. We got Caden Grice on the mound, and I think they'll be hungry. Now they have to go earn it, because that's a really good Notre Dame team that also knows how to win and won at a high level last year. So it's not going to be easy, never is. But I feel really good about the mindset of the team.
You were able to save some arms today. Do you think we might see Ammons tomorrow at some point?
He was hot in the pen tonight if Clayton got in any trouble when we were going to Ammons. So got Ammons back, Casey Talent back, and then really everyone who threw Friday should be good to go for tomorrow. So feel good about where we're at, but need a good start from Caden for sure. And Austin paved the way today, showed us how to do it, so that was great.
Is Billy Barlow close to being back?
I don't think so, not yet. He threw a live inning on Wednesday against some hitters, and It went okay, but I think more precautionary, just making sure that we're not going to rush him because he's a big piece and he's got a good arm. And he was one of our better pitchers in the fall, in 95, 96 with a good slider, sinking fastball. So we'll try to get him as close to 100% before we rush him back in there.
Coach Amick had a big game in Athens, had the home run today. How much of a pleasant surprise has he been this season?
Well, he just, he's a guy that at the beginning of the year, he wasn't in the conversation as a starter, and he's really just taken advantage of his opportunities, and now he's solidified himself as an everyday guy. He's our DH, and he's our first baseman when Caden pitches, and, his bat is just one of those bats that, feels like we can't take him out because he has a knack for getting some big hits. He can impact the baseball really, really well. He can hit the long ball, and he's been clutch. He's been good. So it's good seeing him in there, and he's just got a good way about him. He doesn't say too much, but he's just got a good way about him. His teammates, he's a good teammate, and his teammates love him.
Jack, what did it feel like when they unveiled the number 7 there? I would love to have been in your head as you were watching that.
It was really nice, and coming by the field for the last 7 years and looked at the field and always felt really part of it. A lot of it's from my players in our era that we had, the 22 years of baseball. I wanted them to be able to be on the wall, and to me, with my name on the wall, but it's really them. It's really what they've accomplished, because if we didn't have good times, good years, good opportunities to play in Omaha and all those types of things, there wouldn't be any reason to put a number up there. And so I look at it as kind of a